Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by the Crueltide Pocket Rulebook Kickstarter. In this tabletop RPG, Santa Claus has been captured, and you need to rescue him role-playing as any sort of fantasy creature imaginable. He could be a human with holiday powers, perhaps one of Santa's helpers, an elf, maybe a talking reindeer, or perhaps a gingerbread cookie golem. Restore the holiday cheer and check out those stretch goals. This channel is also proudly sponsored by Dead3 Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have also released Daughters of Lamb, a pay-what-you-want tabletop RPG, where you get to play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products, and check out their free tabletop RPG, the Red Roleplaying Game, a generic system that is able to handle any sort of theme, genre, flavor, setting that you can think of. Definitely check it out. You will find all of the links in the description and in the pinned comment as well. Today, I am continuing the solo campaign featuring Blood Moon Apocalypse. If you haven't seen the other parts of this solo campaign, please check out the playlist in the description below. I am going to try to make it as clear as possible when I am playing the role of the survivor, because this it's not exactly a zombie apocalypse survival situation, but rather everybody is possessed, or most people are possessed, so you're just trying to survive. It's going to be very, very difficult. In the previous session, we ended up in E7, which is the farm. And so, it begins. As Renard Parker, I take a moment to examine the map that I have been drawing so far. I make sure that all of my equipment is set and begin my journey back to home base. I roll to determine the events at the home base. Once Renard is inside, he can hear the shuffling noises of a possessed individual wandering near the base. As Renard, I prepare my combat knife and take a stealthy position just behind a couple of metal barrels outside of the base, the hobby shop. The possessed lunatic advances with steps that break the rhythm of the normal walk of a human being and gets nearby the metal barrel. As Renard, I quickly jump out of my hiding place and stab at the back of the head of the possessed monster. Renard plunges his knife deep into the parody that was once a human, and it slumps harmlessly, moving no more. However, Renard can hear the sound of more possessed approaching. Each potential increases. Day 3. As Renard, I take a look at my supplies and realize I have enough to craft a better backpack. I immediately gather the necessary supplies and get to work. The sound of tools resonates nearby the hiding place, the safe house. And Renard can hear some footsteps in the distance. It is unknown if they are possessed or other survivors. As Renard, I attempt to ignore the sounds as I continue crafting. Renard realizes that creating the backpack is not as easy as previously discerned or analyzed. As Renard, I step away from the crafting table and look outside, scanning for threats. Renard cannot see anything around, despite the random distant noises. As Renard, I step back to continue creating the backpack. And so, Renard finishes creating a backpack allowing greater capacity to store objects. I pause for an instant, analyzing the capacity of the backpack. I roll to determine events. It is in this moment that Renard can hear the sound of objects crashing and breaking. As Renard, I hurry and run around the safe house, attempting to locate the source of the disturbance. Renard realizes that the small adjoining room where the supplies are kept has been broken into. The thin wooden door that kept the threats from outside from entering has been smashed. As Renard, I quickly move to repair the damage caused. Renard realizes that he lacks the proper rest to finish the job. As Renard, I place all of the furniture and objects around to block the hole left by the smashed door and proceed to rest for the day. Each potential increases by 2 due to the noises of creating the backpack. Day 4. As Renard, I take a moment to analyze what needs to be done to fully repair the broken door. Renard realizes that he needs to spend an entire day creating the proper barrier, and still one more day will be needed to fully assemble the piece. As Renard, I remain at the home base, working to improve the damage caused, to repair. One labor has been gained. I roll to determine the events at home. During Renard's activities, another possessed individual begins marching towards the safe house as spotted through one of the windows. As Renard, I charge outside, stabbing wildly with my combat knife. At the torso of the possessed. The clumsy attacks miss completely, and Renard is injured as the possessed aberration smashes the side of his head with a clawed palm. As Renard, I immediately counter with a quick slash across the neck. And so the enemy falls down, staining the road with crimson. As Renard, I step back inside, holding the side of my head. and prepare to rest for the day. The siege potential goes up by 1. Day 5. As Renard, I look through my medical supplies to see if there are enough to heal the injury. Renard realizes that he has enough medical supplies to assist in healing his head, to speed up the process. But the side door that was smashed is still in need of repair. As Renard, I spent the entire day carrying out the needed repairs. And so, the door is fully repaired, however, rolling to determine events. Renard stumbles and almost twists his ankle, but not there was not any other event noteworthy for the day. As Renard, I prepare to sleep once more in the makeshift bed made with blankets and sheets that have been found around the area. The siege potential increases. Day 6. Okay, and this concludes this part of the session. It was it wasn't as how you say as productive as the other one. I was desperately, and I still need to heal myself, heal my damage. Oof. Because I spent all the day in the home base and I didn't make any progress to explore. So in the next session, I hope I can fully heal myself and not get injured again. If another possessed appears, I wonder if it's worth it to use ammo. It's a difficult call. I want to keep my supplies as rationed, as reserved as possible, without spending all of them too fast. Well, let's see how it goes, right? Thank you for watching this actual play of Blood Moon Apocalypse. Definitely get this solo game. It is very methodical, easy to play. And if you haven't seen the other, for example, my review or the other session, please check it out. The playlist will be in the description. So thank you so much for watching this, and thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the super thanks button. Like, subscribe, take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master, and remember, roleplay solves everything. Once again, thank you and see you later.